Morning, guys. So what was your guys' discussion about yesterday?
Breakdowns.
Breakdowns. What was the key takeaway?
Proper procedure.
What's that?
Proper procedure.
Okay.
Reflectors,
What's that?
reflectors,
Yep. How long do you have to put those reflectors out?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. So today, what
So how do they know that?
do you mean?
Who knows?
You do.
It's best
How long is
practice.
10 minutes?
It's a best practice. Making,
I know.
making sure that you.
No, there's no one with a stopwatch, okay?
Yeah, I would've thought maybe the triangle guards or what, doctor looking down and, oh, 10 minutes, 5 seconds. Take away his
Bad
birthday.
efficiency.
Okay. Today though, I want to talk about incidents.
No.
No.
Because last time he talked about incidents and it's
We got
snow.
snow today.
Different way about
Oh.
incidents. Okay?
Yeah.
Everyone's on edge now.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many incidents are you allowed to have as an employee before you're terminated?
3. It was 3 at one time, then they jumped it to 4, right?
Yeah. Okay, so it's 4. What happens after the first one?
You can't sit down for a while.
Coaching.
Coaching and what?
It's like in the HR process, if that helps.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that happens.
Verbal warning, there you go.
Well, isn't that basically
It's
the
coaching.
same as
Coaching,
Yes, it is.
it's a
It is.
verbal warning
Yep.
and a recommitment to safety. Okay? How about on the second one? Right up, written warning, right?
Then you get a ride along.
Yep.
We get right along with
On
it.
the first one you do too. How about the third one? What happens on the third one?
Suspension.
It's more than 1 day off, but it is a suspension, it's 3 days,
3 days.
okay? And then on the fourth one,
It's more than that. 3 day suspension.
now is
You
it
go
every time, is it guaranteed that you're gonna be terminated? On the fourth incident?
I
It
don't
just
know.
depends on the incident. Was it your fault or did
Yeah,
somebody,
preventable.
did somebody hit you?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's, there always is a difference in preventability, right? Non-preventable or preventable. If you-
Well,
For preventable
Yeah,
incidents.
if you go ahead and drive into a building, but if
Yeah.
the building jumps out in front of you,
Like-
then that's a different story, right?
Well, like we had Jeff.
Yeah.
You know, he got rear-ended at the light.
Yeah,
In that case, there's really, you know, he was stopped. There's nothing he really could do about that. Or even when Ron parked the truck at the
yeah. Well, that
landfill
was-
and the water truck backed into it.
That's
You
stupid.
know,
That
he
was
wasn't even in it. So that is a case of non-preventability. So it's for preventables and your term, okay?
It depends on severity and if, there are some times where you can be retained, but it's dependent on the severity and.
And that's the MSIP pipeline. That's
Yeah.
what it is, the verbal, the written, the suspension and termination. How many incidents is a life-critical rule violation?
That's what I was getting to.
4.
No,
Under
There you go.
Under the old point system, it was 4,
It's
or
4.
what Brian said now, it's worth 2 incidents, so it's the same.
It is?
Yeah.
yeah. So how many no seatbelts can you have before you're terminated?
None. Not supposed to be.
2.
Yeah, but I'm saying, if you do have one, if you have 2 of them, then that puts you to 4 incidents, right? And that's something that, honestly, it's a culture thing. If you don't have the safety culture, then you're probably not gonna be retained. It depends on the situation still. But,
And it also depends on, you know, if it's a brand new employee and like the shop vehicles out here and Randy, the technician backing in, it's just a lack of awareness. Yes, he was at Green Week, but we chose to coach that seat belt, but it hasn't happened since. If it would happen again, then it would be worth 2 incidents documented as such and life moves forward. So
When did they start incidents as a critical rule? I don't
That
ever
was-
remember that.
Yeah, that was 3 years ago, Leroy.
I don't ever remember hearing.
We all re-signed the MSIP when it was all incidents
that's
and,
the
and,
reason we're going after.
and life critical rule violations were
What's
2
mine?
incidents.
Now, why are the life critical rules, why are the life critical rules important?
our culture.
It's our whole
We have to. Because
What-
it is a critical, I mean, life critical, you know.
Because if you break a life critical rule, what can
Wanna shut that door the rest of this?
happen? If you break a life critical rule, what can happen?
What's the worst thing that can happen? There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
oh, that way, yeah.
Loss
okay.
of life, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
yeah.
why, and that's why they're worth 2 incidents, is because when you don't have something like that, people die. Whether it's the driver, whether it's you, or potentially a third party.
That's why this is important, that's why we're talking about it now, because it might not be clear in everyone's mind. So we wanna make sure there's clarity. Now, we talked on Monday about how many fatalities are other people.
They had
Industry
5 of them.
related.
There were 5 of them, okay.
Yep,
There were
last
5
week.
last week.
Yeah.
So what do we do differently, and why do we do it compared to our competitors?
We have higher standards.
We have higher standards, yeah.
And I think the other thing, John, it shed light on is how many competitors do we have in Bismarck, Mandan? Just Bismarck, Mandan.
2.
3.
3. We have Armstrong, Trans-Trash, and Dakota.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And how many life critical rules do you think they follow?
Every day.
Every
Break
day I
them
bet
every
you
day
got
all day long.
That's why they climb on top of the trucks when the tailgates are up and.
And when you hear about these industry-related accidents,
cities, so
that's
well.
something that
Wow.
you guys can definitely take home, because guess who's driving in and around the city when you guys are at work or you're off work? Your spouse, your kids. Give those people a tremendous amount of cushion, because the last thing you want, they aren't wearing their seatbelts, they're backing up with guys on the back steps. It's just, it's bad, bad, and bad. And, you know, I just would always recommend to give those guys extra room. You can see all the things at the landfill.
Even the city itself, they could use some rules, I mean, their drivers.
Oh, think about it, city land, that's another one, there's another, they aren't technically a competitor, but there's probably the biggest employer, in this area.
Yeah.
And then guess, how many life critical rules do they have? None.
And they're a half court low, or court low,
They've got a
some of them people.
cell phone
Just-
rule that they don't
No.
abide, they just.
They don't have any rules they abide by, as far as I'm concerned.
So what's the takeaway, guys? What do we wanna take away from this conversation?
Follow the rules.
Follow the rules.
There's consequences if you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's right, there's consequences if we do. And
All
they're
right.
there to protect you.
And your family and everyone else.
You pay us to know not to think.
No, exactly what I was thinking. You got it.
All right, let's have a safe day, visible lights, and be careful, okay?
Yes.